We are coming off two insane pay-per-view cards to start the UFC Paramount Plus era. And what is our reward in week 3? The biggest smudge fest UFC Fight Night of all time. This is UFC Fight Night 266, Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. How are these two headlining a fucking fight night? I mean, I know it's at the Apex, whatever. How the Apex is still a thing in 2026 is ridiculous. Nonetheless, we're going to go through this entire card from bottom to top, giving our predictions for every fight on this card. So let's talk about the smudgers here real quick. Mario Bautista, smudger. Amir Albazi, smudger. Rizvan Kuniev, steroid popping smudger. Jailton Almeida, future PFL champ Jailton Almeida, smudger. Marc-Andre Barrio, smudger. Farid Basharat, fine. Julius Walker, smudger. And then one of the most disgusting fighters in UFC history, Priscilla Cachoeira, is fighting Claudia Segula to open up this main card. I don't know if you guys know the lore behind Priscilla Cachoeira, or however you say her name, but her fight against Jillian Robertson, when she was literally gouging her eyes out, was one of the most disgusting things I've seen in the UFC octagon. And it went on for so long without the ref noticing. I remember screaming at my TV saying, "Ref, she's going to lose her eyes. What are we doing?" Yet it just went on with her literally poking her thumbs into Jillian Robertson's eyeballs. It was nasty. Nonetheless, Jillian Robertson got the decision. And there's just no way I'm not picking Claudia Segula in this fight. A lot of it is just out of my hate for Priscilla Cachoeira and that I don't think she should be in the UFC anymore. She's a dirty cheater. And I just think Claudia Segula is going to get the better of her. I think Priscilla Cachoeira is kind of washed up. I mean, she's pretty old. She's been in the game a long time. But I could see her cheating her way to victory here, which would just piss me off. I don't understand women's MMA, man. It seems like most of these fighters, unless you're Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison, Valentina Shevchenko, like, they just don't put on good win streaks. Like, they'll just go on a 2 or 3 fight win streak and then just lose to a no-namer. And it's like, what is happening? But anyway, I think Claudia Segula gets this done. I think she probably gets this done by decision. Just doing enough, getting her takedowns and beating her up. So, yep, next. I would never pick Cachoeira just out of concept because I hate her and I think she is undeserving of even being here. So, yeah. No, not picking her. Next up, we got Muin Gafurov versus Jakub Wiklix. Jakub Wiklax, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say this guy's name. What a debut, though. I mean, he beat the shit out of Patchy Mix. It was people say it was a close fight. I thought it was clear as day Jakub won that fight. And not only that, he got Patchy Mix cut from the UFC. Bellator bum Patchy Mix gone. And Jakub Wiklix is here. So let's go. Muin Gafurov, I can honestly say I don't know too much about this guy. 20-6. He's from Tajikistan. He's on a 2-fight win streak. That's right. He beat Rinya Nakamura, which was crazy. Like, Rinya Nakamura is like a wrestling champion out of Japan, and he just never shot a takedown the whole fight. And it's like, this is your game, and you're not using it. Ridiculous. But he also has a loss to Said Nurmagomedov. Guillotine choke. That's never good. That's never good. If you're tapping to guillotines in 2026 UFC professional MMA, not ideal. I'm going to go I'm going to go Jakob Wicklicks in this one. I think he's probably going to either submit this guy second round or TKO him via ground and pound. I think he will get the better of the scrambles, and I think he should be able to get more damage in and either get this fight stopped via ground and pound or choke him out. So going Jakob Wicklicks second round finish, whether that's submission or ground and pound, I don't really care. You take your pick. Next up, Wang Kong versus Eduarda Mora. Who? I've heard of Wang Kong. What does she have for us here? What does she have for us here? This is the Joker, the girl who paints her face, dyes her hair. She's coming off 2 wins, decision wins against Bruna Brazil. That's not a bad win. Bruna Brazil is also on this card fighting with the Fighting Nerds. She was like the one Fighting Nerd that was the only one who had losses out of all of them when like Jean Silva was undefeated. Mauricio Ruffi was undefeated, and Kai Burrell were all undefeated in the UFC. And then it's like, oh yeah, there's also Bruna Brazil who can't seem to put 2 wins together. Nonetheless, Eduarda Mora, 31. She's also coming off 2 wins against Veronica Hardy, which I kind of rate. I think Veronica Hardy's underrated. She always seems to be on the early prelim opener of like some random UFC event, which is so weird. And then she has a win over Lauren Murphy, which is, Lauren Murphy, I think, retired after that fight. And nothing really too much to that. But I actually am going to go with Eduarda Mora getting this one done. Probably just doing more damage on the feet, better in the clinch, and I think she'll win a decision here over Wang Kong. Anyway, moving on. Let's get through this. Javid Basharat versus Gianni Vazquez. I believe Gianni probably. It's probably Gianni Vazquez. Gianni Vazquez is making his UFC debut against Javid Basharat. Javid's coming off a pretty nasty knockout loss. To Ricky Simone. If you haven't seen that, search it up. Just caught him bad and smashed his face on the ground. Out cold, eyes to the ceiling, Kamaru Usman style. This guy was sleeping in that canvas. And then he's also coming off a decision loss to Ayman Zahabi, future champ. Ayman Zahabi, I'm kidding. He's never going to be champ. I can't believe he's made it as far as he has up to this point. Shout out to Ayman Zahabi, though. GSP legend or training legend. GSP cornering Ayman Zahabi legend. But, dude, that knockout by Ricky Simone. Who gets knocked out by Ricky Simone in 2025? Like, I don't know. But he did take a year off, which I think is probably good. He's definitely a rangy striker. He kind of does most of his work on the outside. Gianni Vazquez is more of like kind of in the pocket, throwing hands. He lets his kicks go a little bit to the body, to the legs. I watched some of his previous fights before, obviously before joining the UFC because this is his debut, but I don't really rate Javid Basharat. I honestly don't. Who has he even beat? Like, the most memorable name here is Trevin Jones in his UFC debut. He's an absolute decision merchant. And even then, like, I don't think he's that good. I really don't. And I think Gianni Vazquez is going to get this done by simply doing more, landing the better strikes, throwing more. Javid Basharat, I think, is going to be on the back foot for most of this fight, just trying to poke him. But I think Gianni Vazquez is just going to walk his little... Look at this guy, bro. Like, this guy looks like he has no power, and no power is what he has. Gianni Vazquez is just going to walk him down and beat him up. I don't know if he'll get the finish, but I do. I'm saying second round TKO by Gianni Vazquez. I think he's just going to walk him down eventually, use his footwork to get in close, right in the pocket, find his chin, probably put him down. I don't think he's going to go out cold like he did to Ricky Simone because I think he's going to be a little hesitant about having his chin so high up in the air like he did. I think he's just going to be scared of that, crumble against the fence, get beaten up, and eventually this fight's going to be stopped, and Gianni Vazquez is going to get this done by second or third round TKO, I would say. Moving on, Yeah, I don't rate Javid Basharat. I mean, there was some hype around him when he first joined the UFC, but I think now it's like it's kind of lost. Like a decision loss at Ayman Zahabi, which I know a lot of people are losing his Ayman Zahabi, but that KO loss to Ricky Simone is in 2025 is nothing to be proud of at all, or hasn't even aged that well. I don't think. Like, I mean, we're talking 2025 Ricky Simone. He lost to Ronnie Barcelos, which I know is not the worst fight, but or it's not the worst loss. Ronnie Barcelos is putting on a few wins. He beat up Peyton Talbot pretty good, but no, I just think he's all around a better fighter than I think he's a dirtier fighter than Javid Basharat, and he's going to get it done there. Okay, I'm rambling now. Bruno Brazil, who we were just talking about on the Fighting Nerds versus Ketlin Souza. This one's tough. I can't even lie. Ketlin Souza, I mean, there was some hype around her. I know what MMA Guru would say here. Choose the one that looks like they're going to win, if you know what I mean. Which is, it's kind of hard to go against here. But I'm going to go Bruno Brazil by third round TKO. I think Ketlin Souza is just going to be trying to walk her down the whole time and get countered in the third round. I think it's going to take a little bit. I think we might think like, oh man, Ketlin's like walking her down. She's going to win this fight. She's kind of dominating the control time or the pressure time. I forget what the word is, but she's going to be walking her down, pushing her down. And Bruno Brazil is going to be trying to find those counters, whipping those kicks. And it's going to probably look like she's going to get decision mastered by Ketlin Souza, but then she's going to find the shot third round, KO, TKO. I think she's going to drop her and then end up finishing her. It's going to be stopped quick in the third round. That's kind of what I think. I think Bruno Brazil just has more around her to kind of make her better at this stage in her career. Like, yeah, she hasn't been off to like the best start in the UFC. She hasn't been bad by any means, but she just can't put them together. But I think this is the time that she does. I think this is when she starts putting those wins together, starts making her way up the rankings. I mean, she has all the means to. She's at a great gym. She has a lot of talent around her building her up. And I think that's what's going to ultimately be the deciding factor in this, is that she just has more people around her, skillful people around her that are going to be making her better. And she'll find that shot near the end of the fight. So Bruno Brazil, third round TKO. Oh man, Nico Price, hey? Nico Price. Jeez, Nico Price. Versus Nikolai Veretnikov. There was some controversy around Nikolai Veretnikov, I believe, in one of his fights. Was it against Vanderford? I feel like he did something that was like, yeah, I think it was. I think it was his fight against Austin Vanderford where he was just like super pissed and like I think he punched him after the round was over or something. It might have been the first round. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that happened. And then he had a fight the next year or that same year, like a few months after. And I was shocked to see him in there because I thought that was like a no. Like Dana White's pretty strict on that. Like, don't punch people after the fucking bell, especially if it's like blatant, like not like accidentally like bell rings, you're still kind of fighting. It was like he swung at him after the bell. Ridiculous. I was absolutely shocked to see him still here. It's not like he's some incredible fighter that's like gonna draw a lot of attention. He's kind of a nobody, hence putting on the prelims of an Apex event. Unfortunately, though, I think he wins this fight because I think Nico Price is just old, washed, and doesn't really have a chin anymore, especially seeing what happened to him in that Robbie Lawler fight. He went down pretty easily. I know that was a few fights ago. He got a win over Alex Morono, which I don't rate at all, and Alex Morono is also on this fight. And then he lost his last two. I don't see Nico Price winning this fight. I like Nico Price a lot, man. I do. And he's got the sharpest shoulder blades or shoulder bones I've ever seen in my life. But I think he falls short here again. I just think I can't trust that chin. And I think if this gets scrappy in the pocket against the cage, I think he might like exactly what he did to Robbie Lawler. He's like going for knees in the clinch, boom, down. I expect something similar to that happening. So I'm gonna go. I mean, I really hope Nico Price wins and maybe just retires from here. I mean, how old is the guy? I feel like he's been fighting forever. He's 36, so he probably won't retire. Knowing these guys, they like to keep going. I think he has like 4 kids, so he's got a family to feed. I hope he gets this done, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think he's past his prime. And I think Nikolai Veretnikov is going to get this one done by first or second round TKO. That's where I'm going. Next up, we got Alex Morono versus Daniil Donchenko. Alex Morono reminds me of a guy that just... Some people in the UFC, I look at them and it's like, I don't even think you guys meant to get here. Like, it looks like you just used to fight a lot, started training, and are better than people because you used to like get in fights outside the bar all the time. This is what Alex Morono looks like to me. It looks like he used to, crush some beers at the bar and then go scrap people outside for fun. And then he started training and he's one up because he has that experience just knocking guys out in the street. But I mean, look at the difference in these two builds. And I know that's not something to base who's going to win the fight off of. I mean, we've seen enough fatties beat ripped guys in our time. But Daniil Donchenko's younger. He's more hungry. Alex Morono in his last fights has looked out of place, to say the least. Alex Morono, when he first started, I kind of rated him. I'm like, you know what? This guy's pretty good. He's kind of crafty. He's got good striking. He's got good footwork. He's moving around well. And then he kind of reminded me of, who is that heavyweight? Chris Daukaus. Chris Daukaus, when he was coming up, it's like, oh my God, Chris Daukaus. Like, this guy's kind of good, man. Like, he's jumping in the rankings. He's knocking guys out. I think he was on like a 3 or 4 fight, maybe even a 5 fight KO streak, knocking guys out. And then all of a sudden the table turns, flip the page over. He's getting knocked out. He's getting his ass beat. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen, or is happening here to Alex Morono. I mean, this guy's been around, bro. Like, he's been fighting since 2016. He put together a couple win streaks. He was on a 4 fight win streak. I think that's what I'm thinking of, when he beat up Mickey Gall, beat Matthew Semmelsberger, and then just lost to Santiago Ponzinibbio, then beat Tim Means, lost to Joaquin Buckley, which, I mean, fair enough. Like, look at what Joaquin Buckley's done now. But then he's lost to Nico Price, D-Rod, and Carlos Leal. I mean, Carlos Leal is such a wild card. It's hard to like even know how to rate that fight, because like that guy either knocks you out, looks really good while doing it, or gets chinned badly. Like his last fight, Carlos Leal got absolutely chinned by Muslim Salikov. When I had him winning that fight, before I saw him get slept cold within the first round. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't rate Alex Morono at this stage in his career. He's on a 3 fight losing skid. I think this is kind of where we see his time in the UFC come to an end. This is the passing of the guard. I think Daniil Donchenko is only like 24 years old. This is his second fight in the UFC. His first fight was a finish. That's always good. When you come to the UFC and you get a finish, your confidence high. Will that confidence be his downfall? I don't think so. I think he gets this done. Second round TKO. That's it for the prelims. Moving up to the main card. Wow, what a main card here. Dustin Jacoby versus Julius Walker. Julius Walker's a smudger. his fight against Alonzo Menningfield, he almost got chinned bad multiple times in that fight. I don't know how that fight didn't end in a finish. Those boys were swanging. And then Julius Walker's like, you know what? I don't want to swing anymore. Smudge against the cage. Let me hold you against the cage and protect myself from these absolute, let's think of the right word here, these absolute, can't say that, beastly arms coming my way. Dustin Jacoby title run starts now. That's all I'm saying. I think he's going to get this one done. And I think he's going to get this one done because I don't think Julius Walker's going to do enough. I think Dustin Jacoby's going to be able to piece him up on the outside. Julius Walker's going to go in, try to clinch, and just not do anything with it. He's not going to throw knees. He's not going to throw any punches. And Dustin Jacoby's just going to be held there. And we know that the UFC, thanks to Jailton Almeida, isn't rating that shit anymore. They're actually judging it by the judging scoring criteria, which is damage, which is how much damage you inflict on your opponent, not how long you hold him against the cage, right? And I think Dustin Jacoby's just going to do more. And I think he's hot. I think he's... Chill. I think he's hot in his career right now. I think he's doing really well. I think he has confidence. I think he's going to finish Julius Walker. I think Julius Walker is going to come in there just like he did against Alonzo Menningfield, chin high. I don't rate Alonzo Menningfield at all. I don't think that guy is even that good. And I think that's been proven by how many times he's lost recently. Like, I don't think he's put together a good set of wins in his last 2 or 3 fights. And I don't think... And I think Dustin Jacoby's better than him. And I think Dustin Jacoby is going to be able to find that shot. Unlike Alonzo Menningfield, who couldn't do anything, bro. Couldn't do anything. He won that fight, I know. And that's how he's going to win that fight, I think. Is he's going to... Or it's going to be the same thing as Alonzo Menningfield. Is Dustin Jacoby's going to do more damage. Julius Walker's going to hold him against the cage. That's it. Julius Walker's a smudger, man. I hate this. I hate guys that fight like that in the UFC. I don't care if you take him down. I like to see that. I like to see exciting scrambles, ground and pound. But like when you just take him down or hold him against the fence and not work for a takedown, not throw knees, not throw strikes, just hold them there. That's not MMA, bro. You should not win a fight by doing that. Dustin Jacoby gets this one done. 3-round decision. Well, I could see him getting the finish here. I really could. But I think Julius Walker's not going to let that happen. But I think Dustin Jacoby's going to land the better shots while Julius Walker pushes him against the cage. The judges are going to go Dustin Jacoby's way because he just did more. Simple as that. Farid Basharat versus Gene Matsumoto. Farid Basharat, Javid Basharat's brother, still undefeated, unlike his brother. But he has some good wins. His last 2 wins are pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, he beat Victor Hugo. He's a crafty striker, Victor Hugo. And he beat Chris Gutierrez, who has pretty good striking as well. I mean, like, he's not the best, but he has big kicks, big leg kicks. And he was making a bit of a run there into the rankings in 2023, 2024-ish, around there. Like, he was making a push. Like, he never quite got there. He lost every chance that he got against Pedro Munoz and Song Yadong, but he was still on his way to doing that, and Farid Basharat beat him. Although that was very recently in 2025. Gene Matsumoto, what does he have for us? Lost Rob Font by split decision. But he beat Brad Katona. That's a good win, honestly. Like, Brad Katona's very up and down, but I think Brad Katona's just an all-around good MMA fighter. And then he beat Miles John by split decision. So he's coming off 1 negative, 1 positive result of split decisions here. seems like he's a bit of a decision merchant. He doesn't really have a whole lot of finishes on his record. Yeah. I don't know. This is such a tough fight. I'm going Gene Matsumoto by decision, I think. Again, these are some ass fights. A lot of these fighters are so boring. It's ridiculous. Like, it kind of fires me up. But I think Gene Matsumoto is going to get this done against Farid Basharat. I think it's going to be a decision. I think Farid Basharat's going to try to utilize his range, but I think Gene Matsumoto's, again, like I think I've said this for a few fights, or for his brother's fight, Gene Matsumoto's just going to walk through his range strikes, eventually get into the pocket and land the harder, heavier strikes. I don't think he's going to get a finish here. I think Farid Basharat's a little more contained in comparison to his brother. He's not backing up like this into a fucking massive left straight or left hook. But I think Gene Matsumoto is just has that dog in him a bit more. I honestly think these Basharat brothers kind of quit on themselves a bit, or have the tendency to. And they don't have that power to stop a guy like Gene Matsumoto from walking them down. So yeah, Gene Matsumoto, I think 3-round decision. I don't expect to finish here. However, I do expect to finish here. I am for sure going Mikhail Alexejczyk to beat Marc-Andre Barriault by knockout in the first round. This, I think, is almost a guarantee that Mikhail gets this fight finished via knockout or TKO. I don't know what the odds are. I don't really care. I'm confident in this pick. I think Mikhail, he had some issues with confidence. I mean, after he got his arm broke by, I think it was Kevin Holland. That was pretty nasty. But he's come back. He's switched gyms. He's with the Fighting Nerds now. And he's looked quite good in his last 2 performances. I mean, he's coming off 2 first-round finishes against Cedric Dumas. Do not rate that win, don't get me wrong. And then GM3, Gerald Meerschaert. Also don't really rate that win at this stage in his career. But I think all that's doing is building his confidence. And I thought he did pretty good against Shara Bullet when he lost that decision fight. But now, again, I said he's switched gyms. At least he was with the Fighting Nerds. It's not saying he is now, but he was fighting with them, training with them for a bit. And I think that just boosted his confidence, got him those first 2 finishes, first-round finishes. And I think this is going to be the same thing that happens here to Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault is kind of like a BSD type fighter. They just walk you down, pressure you, and try to beat you up. But I think Mikhail has just the smoother striking to kind of counter that pressure. He has the power in his hands to stop that pressure, unlike some of these other guys. The Basharat brothers, namedly. But yeah, I think Alexejczyk, I think this is pretty clear. I don't think Marc-Andre Barriault, he was putting on a few good wins earlier, like I guess kind of earlier against, I mean, he really doesn't have any good wins here. Like Jordan Wright, the karate, the wannabe Stephen Thompson himself, who would just get chinned every fight, and it was brutal every time. And then Julian Marquez, not that great of a win. Eric Anders, not that great of a win either. And then Bruno Silva, who after that Pereira fight was just never Bruno Silva again, right? Like he ate Pereira's left hooks in that fight. Like one of the few people that we've seen actually take those shots and not go down immediately. But again, he beat post Pereira Bruno Silva. So, dude, I don't know. I don't like this fight for Marc-Andre Barriault. I think Mikhail Alexejczyk has all the momentum, has all the confidence, and I think he gets this one done. First round knockout for Alexejczyk. Future PFL champion. That's what we got on this card. We got a bunch of future PFL champions. That's it. That's all we got on this card. How in God's green earth is Rizvan Kuniev in the UFC too? This guy popped for steroids like a few months before his UFC debut. UFC's like, yeah, come on in, pal. We'll take care of you. We don't mind a little steroids here and there. Take a look at our heavyweight champion, former heavyweight champion, the greatest fighter of all time. He's the baddest man on the planet, John Jones. Fuck both of these guys. Fuck both of these guys, dude. I can't. Both of these guys are the worst. They're both smudgers. Although Rizvan at least throws strikes on the feet. Jailton Almeida, this guy, oh my fucking God. This guy, I can't with this fucking guy, dude. Every time I watch this guy fight, I'm praying to God. I think the most excited I've ever been watching a UFC fight in my entire life was when Curtis Blades smashed him into the side of the head until he just crumbled. I was screaming. I was like, yeah, thank you. You saved the UFC. You saved us from this fucking smudge boy. Like, how can you be so athletic and so good at getting takedowns and so bad at doing anything after getting those takedowns? I don't understand. I hate Jailton Almeida, bro. I hate him. I hate every single time he fights. I wanted him to get cut immediately after that Derek Lewis fight. Oh my God. It was so embarrassing. I invite my friends over to watch this fight. I'm like, yeah, this should be a sick fight. Not knowing that Jailton Almeida was the way he was. I was embarrassed, bro. I'm like, guys, you know, I swear it's usually not like this. It was the worst, bro. It was the worst. And how, like, he was finishing guys before. I don't understand how all of a sudden he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't know how to submit people anymore. I don't know how to work for a submission. All I know is that I lay. I take you down and I lay on you. And I like this. I'm excited here. This is where I want to be. Punch him. Like, oh my God, you can hit him. You can hit people in the octagon. You can. Thank God they gave Volkov that decision. Because if I ever see this guy on a title shot in the UFC, I'm going to freak out. I hope, and this is purely my dream. And I don't like Rizvan Kuniev either, don't get me wrong, but I hate Jailton Almeida. I hate this guy. I absolutely hate this guy. I wanted him out of the UFC for like, as soon as he lost to Curtis Blades. I was like, cut him. Cut him. This is not what we need in the UFC. This is not what we need here. This guy is the most boring fighter I have ever watched in my life. I don't want him in the UFC stinking up our fucking main card pay-per-views like he was doing for his last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. Finally, he's in the apex and he should stay there forever. I'm not kidding you. This guy, they should just make him a gatekeeper. I don't care if he wins 10 fights in a row. He should never fight up the ranking again. I'm not even kidding when I say that. Just hold him. Don't even cut him. Make him fight the up-and-comers for life. Never. Until he decides to leave and go be PFL champ. Never let this guy fight someone above him in the rankings. We do not want to see this guy anywhere close to the belt. If this guy ever fights for the belt in the heavyweight division, it might be one of the only pay-per-view cards I don't tune in for. I'm not even kidding. Fuck Jailton Almeida. I hate him so much. And I hope to God he gets chinned by Rizvan Kuniev. I hope to God. And that's what I'm saying. Simply out of spite because I hate this fucking guy so much. Rizvan Kuniev, second round TKO. I think second round KO. I want an uppercut as Jailton Almeida shooting in, trying to sniff this guy's crotch. I want Rizvan Kuniev to find the uppercut and just slump him bad. and then cut him. Or do what I said. That's all we want. Fuck Jason Almeida, bro. Oh my god. I lost some brain cells doing that. Okay. Amir Albazi versus Kyoji Horiguchi. You know, you got to feel bad for Amir Albazi, bro. Like, he just cannot stay healthy. Like, he cannot stay healthy. Whenever it feels like he's about to make a good push, he either loses to Brandon Moreno. That only happened once. But that, or he's injured for a year. And, like, he's just never is able to put together a few wins, getting that comfortability in the octagon. He's always injured or not fighting or waiting for a fight he's never going to get. And he's been out for over a year again. Like, I think he has back problems, bro. It's sad because I feel like he has a lot of talent. I feel like he's a really good fighter. But he just can't stay healthy and put these wins together. His only loss in the UFC is to Brandon Moreno, but then he doesn't fight for a year. I don't know. I think Kyoji Horiguchi is going to get this one done. I think he has the experience. I think he has all the strength, all the skills on the ground to kind of match Albazi. And I think Albazi just simply can't stay active enough to be competitive with these super skilled guys. And I think I want him. I wouldn't mind him winning at all. I just think that the ring rust is going to be evident here. I think he's going to be a little bit hesitant with his striking. I think he's going to be even hesitant. Once he feels a few of Kyoji's shots, I feel like he's going to be even slightly concerned to shoot a takedown. I think he's just a lot of hesitancy by not being active is what we're going to see out of Amir Albazi. And I think Kyoji Horiguchi is probably going to get this one done. I think he's just going to walk him down. I think he's going to land his strikes. I think he's going to take him down, control him, get ground control, beat him up. And I think this is going to be a three-round decision in favor of Kyoji Horiguchi, simply because of the lack of activity from Albazi here. Who's the favorite? Does it say even? I don't know. Oh my god. Horiguchi is a huge favorite. I don't know if I agree with that much. I don't think he's a huge favorite against Albazi. Like, Albazi's a good fighter. I think that's simply because he hasn't been in the ring. So I guess I'm also saying the same thing as probably what the odds makers are thinking. But that's tough, man. Yeah, nonetheless, I'm sticking with my guts here. I think Kyoji Horiguchi is just more of a dog, more active. I've said this like 5 times, so I'm just going to move on. He gets this one done. Another smudger. Why is Vinicius Oliveira puffing his chest out so much? What is he doing? And what is that beard? Did he dye his beard? Or is he just... What the... Bro, there's a few times where I've yelled at fights just out of pure disappointment. One of them, Derek Lewis, Jailton Almeida. Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida the first round before Curtis Blades finished him. Jailton Almeida, every time he fights, I'm screaming because I get so mad at how little he does with his skills. When Mario Bautista did what he did to Jose Aldo, one of the greatest featherweights of all time, who was probably 1, maybe 2 wins away from a title shot, when Mario Bautista did that, I've never been so mad in my life. I was fuming. And I even had that fight going Jose Aldo's way because Mario Bautista did Nothing. He held him against the cage. That's it. Didn't even take him down. Couldn't take him down. Didn't land any shots. Jose Aldo was the one actually landing the strikes. Mario Bautista just held him there. Oh my God, this guy pissed me off so much. So much in that fight. Again, like, it's happened to Jose multiple times against Merab as well. Like, at some point, you got to say, Jose, like, this is clearly a massive hole in your game. Like, you got to do better than that. You got to find a way to not get held against the cage for 4 minutes of a fight. But Mario Bautista, you pissed me off that fight. You pissed me off so much that fight. Punch him, knee him, try to take him down, progress your position, like, split them up. Like, for God's sake, that's a situation where the fight is at a complete stalemate. Separate them. Separate them. It should be 20, 30 seconds, which is like what? 30 seconds is 10%? 10%? No, it's more than that. No. Maths. I'm not good at maths. 30 seconds and nothing's happened. Separate them. Progress the fight. Progress the fight. Let's see something happen. Go for a takedown. Try to improve your position. Anything. Holding against the cage is not an MMA tactic. It shouldn't be. It's the worst thing to watch. And I don't mind watching incredible scrambles. I mean, one of my favorite fights of all time is Gamrot versus Saryukin. That fight's incredible. Oliviera versus Saryukin, amazing. Those fights are what you want to see when guys are actually progressing their positions, threatening submissions, ground and pound, landing strikes, doing any fucking thing. Mario Bautista in that fight pissed me off. This guy has 2 moves. 1-2. This guy has a 1 and a 2. Okay, fine. He has some leg kicks and body kicks too. He did decent against Umar. He almost chinned Umar. He wobbled him bad in that fight. And thank God he redeemed himself after that Jose fight. Because I swear to God, I was writing this guy off. I wanted him. I was screaming at my TV, cut this fucking guy from the UFC. Cut him from the UFC. He pissed me off so much in that fight. You just can't do that to our boy. You know what I mean? You just can't do that to our boy. Oh my God, it pissed me off so much. I can't even think about it anymore. But anyway, after that fight, he beats Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix. That might be one of the most embarrassing transitions from Bellator to UFC that we have ever seen. That guy was screaming he was going to be champ. That guy was screaming he was the best bantamweight in the world. And he got immediately front-checked by Mario Bautista with a 1-2. That I've never seen less head movement in a UFC fighter in my entire life. That guy literally didn't know what to do. He's like, I've never seen that before. What the hell is a 1-2? 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Just eating that shit, bro. He had literally nothing. Oh my God. He's the best bantamweight in the world. I'm better than all these UFC bums. Oh my God. What an idiot. What an idiot. Now he's cut. Now he's gone. And then he lost to Umar, which I can't even lie. He looked good. Okay, I'm talking so much about Mario Bautista. Let's move on to Vinicius Oliveira. This guy, he's put in some wins. He had, people wanted it to be KO of the year so bad, dude. When he beat Bernardo Sapai, again, it was nasty, but I think Sapai even took that fight on short notice. And if you watch the whole fight, Sapai wasn't even doing that bad. Like, he was losing, but he was still doing good. I remember watching that fight, and Oliveira's corner was screaming at him to like tighten up because this guy was getting wild. And like Sapai was landing. Sapai was actually landing. But then Oliveira throws that flying knee. Oh my God. Bernardo Sapai, man, you're too young to be going out like that. You are too young to be going out like that. That was nasty. Absolutely nasty. But then he goes on and beats Ricky Simone. Pretty good win. Beat Said Nurmagomedov. Is that a good win? I don't know. The guy seems to lose to everyone. Like, didn't he just lose to Bryce Mitchell? Yeah. Okay, Bryce Mitchell's not that bad, but that guy loses to everyone. Literally everyone. And then he beats Kyler Phillips, which we all kind of expected more out of Kyler Phillips, didn't we? We all did. But those are good wins. Those are good wins. Kyler Phillips, I rate for sure. Does Vinicius Oliveira have a counter to a 1-2? That's the question. That's the real question. How's his defense against the cage? Can he shrug guys off? I don't know, man. I think Bautista is going to get this one done. I think that Umar fight was actually a huge confidence boost for him. I think he's feeling pretty good about how that went. Probably one of the dangerous guys who's not Piotr Jan, who's not Merab Dvalishvili in the bantamweight division is Umar Nurmagomedov. And Bautista caught him bad. And he had his moments in that fight where it felt like it was going to go his way for large portions of it. Eventually, Umar found his takedowns and kind of figured it out, but it actually felt, for a large portion of that fight, that Bautista was going to get it done. And I don't really like how this guy's puffing out his chest and how he has this beard. He's pushing me the wrong way, man. I can't even lie. I think Bautista's going to do this. 5-round fight. I don't think Bautista's ever been in a 5-round fight. There's no way. He's never main evented. He's never no shot. So this is his first 5-round fight. This is Vinicius Oliveira's first 5-round fight as well. Do I think it's going to go that long? If Bautista wants it to. I think if Bautista wants it to, it will go that long. Vinicius Oliveira's hype, I think, is kind of fabricated because of that flying knee he landed on Sapai. I think he has decent wins, but I don't think he's looked as good as people give him credit for. And I think Mario Bautista, I think he's tough. I think he's pretty good. It pains me to say that because of how much I hated his fight against Jose Aldo. And he deserves to be on the Apex. Let me make this clear. I'm not saying I'm a Bautista fan by any means. But I think he's going to get this one done 5-round decision versus Oliveira. I think it's going to be close. I think Oliveira is going to come out hot. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Oliveira is going to win the first 2 rounds. And then I think Bautista, with his toughness, with his grit, is just going to start landing his 1-2, sticking to the fundamentals. Oliveira is going to tire thinking, man, like I thought I was going to get this guy out of here. And he didn't. And he's still here, and he's still throwing 1-2s, and he's still throwing body kicks, and he's still clinching me up against the cage. And I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this, man. And I think Bautista's going to get this done. I honestly do. I think Bautista's going to get this one done. 5-round decision, 3 rounds to 2, losing the first 2 rounds. And that's it. One of the stinkiest fight night cards of all time. If you're not a tryhard or a diehard UFC fan, skip it. I would absolutely skip this, but I need to know what happens. I'm too addicted to this shit. Anyway, yeah, the month of February sucks. A lot of it. I think we only got some good main events. I think Strickland's fighting Hernandez, which will be great. If you don't like Strickland, you'll love to see him get absolutely beat up by Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Yeah, no, this sucks. This sucks. I hate this fight card. But I'm going to watch it anyway. All right, that's it.